Greetings, YouTubers, and welcome to my 84th TTM video. And TTM stands for Through the Mail, where we send out autograph requests to athletes, famous people, whomever, and hope they send their stuff back, preferably signed. That's usually what we're going for. I hope everyone's been doing well. This is Ed, or as my children call me, the angry old man. So if you live with them, you'd be angry too. I hope everyone's doing well. Today I will share 3 TTM returns that I received in the mail. I will give some shout-outs to 4 great channels, show a pickup that I made, and also got a mascot autograph back, from my collection, and another addition to my top 10 worst NHL draft picks of all time. Got another autograph out of the top 10, so that'll make 2. And another autograph that I got, one of my all-time favorites since I was a kid. This guy's been an idol of mine, so I'll tell you about that as well. So, this nice day today, this nice Monday. Hope you're all doing fine, enjoying the baseball season so far. NBA playoffs have started. And I will start by giving a few shout-outs. The first, move this up close, made by Don, Field of Dreams. Great guy, great channel. First shout out will go to a new channel that I started watching recently, and that is White Sox Fan Card Collector. He's got about 170 subs, and guess what? He's a White Sox fan. Got a lot of great cards. Give him a check. He's really good. I've enjoyed him. Second one is a person I've been subscribed to for a long time. That is the Doctor, the Card Doctor. He got about 157 subs. TTMs. Get some great ones. A lot of vintage. Check out him. And this third one is another one I've just recently subscribed to, and that's Starboa. He's got about 20 subs. TTMer, a lot of Chicago stuff, a lot of Bears. So give him a look-see. And the fourth one is also a new channel I've subscribed to recently, Awesome Autographs and More. He's got 22 subs. Another great TTMer there. So give him a look-see. Tell him I sent you. You don't have to. It's up to you. I'm not in this for the glory. Just interested in trying to help people out. So that's the fun part of this thing, outside of showing the autographs we get, is, helping other channels get more subs. All right, now I had a pickup this week, and it goes along from my 1964 Topps Giants cards, those big ones. And I need about 15 more after this. This one was, one of the more higher-end ones. Even got it slabbed, and it's a 4, which is really good. And that's Mickey Mantle. Big old Mick. Commerce, Oklahoma. And it's pretty good. Nice for a 4. For a good price. Can't argue with it. I need about 15 more cards for the set. And of course, that would include Sandy Koufax, Mays, Hank Aaron, those guys, the cheap guys. Alrighty, and also, I emailed the Chicago White Sox to help out with my collection of mascot autographs. And they sent me an envelope that came with a sticker. Change the game. Okay. And they sent a magnet of their mascot, Southpaw. A little magnet that goes on the fridge there, so that was nice of them. But the picture, here it is. They sent me this. Southpaw. He inscribed it to me. He said, "Hey, Ed, keep on brushing your teeth before bed. Your pal Southpaw." So I guess I got to keep on brushing my teeth before bed, because Southpaw said it. But that was nice of them to send that. I figured I had a better chance of getting that than I would if I had asked them for a team photo or something like that, because they're really tough, these guys nowadays. I also wrote the St. Louis Cardinals asking if I could get an autograph of their mascot, Redbird. I said, if you got any schedules, could you throw those in? Well, I didn't get the autograph, but I got 4 schedules from the Cardinals. So I guess something's better than nothing. That's for sure. At least they answered. Last year, I couldn't even get an answer out of them. And now to the top 10 worst draft picks of all time. My friend and I are watching a video, my friends and I, and they said, why don't you go after those 10 guys, see if you can get their autographs. So Patrick Stefan was the first one. Here's the list of the top 10 that they had on the video. I got number 2. And I'm trying to get all 10. Some of them don't TTM, but they might have autographs for sale. But if you think of anybody else that might be on that list or whatever, let me know in the comments. Today I got a gentleman who is named after a piece of hardware. Yes, piece of hardware. Nail Yakupov. There he is, wearing the Edmonton uni. The guy who sold me that even threw in a puck for a few extra bucks. And so, what the heck. But Mr. Yakupov, he was listed as number 4. So I got 2 and 4. Patrick Stefan and now Nail Yakupov. Top 10 all-time number 1 worst draft picks. Now let's get to some TTMs. First one came from Georgia. And took 28 days. There was no fee. This gentleman signed 2 cards, a 1975-76 Topps basketball card and a 1974-75 Topps basketball card. And that's Mr. Jim Washington right there in the old Buffalo Braves card. Signed that one. And then he signed this one as a member of the Atlanta Hawks. Not very well known to many people. I saw that he signed. I had some cards of his, so I figured, well, excuse me, I'll send them out. Who is he? James H. Washington, better known as Jumpin' Jimmy. Born on July 1st, 1943, 79 years of age. He attended Villanova University from 1962 to 65. He was born in the city of brotherly love, I should point out. In 1965, he was picked in the first round with the 6th pick by the St. Louis Hawks. And for those that only follow basketball from 1990 to the present, yes, the Hawks were in St. Louis before they moved to Atlanta. Teams do move around occasionally, especially back then. His career went from 1965 to 1975, so he had a good 10-year career playing for the Hawks in St. Louis and eventually in Atlanta, in Chicago, Philadelphia, and Buffalo. He only played with the St. Louis Hawks for 1 season before he joined the Chicago Bulls, and he quickly became a fan favorite in Chicago, where he became the first Bull to actually average more than 10 rebounds per game. His best year might have been 1967-68 season, where he averaged 14 points a game and 10.6 rebounds per game. In the 1968 playoffs, he averaged 17.2 points, 15 boards. In a first-round loss to the Los Angeles Lakers while he was on the Chicago Bulls. And yes, the Bulls used to be in the Western Conference. So were the Milwaukee Bucks when they won their first title with the young Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, before they moved to the East. In his career, he scored 8,168 points, which was about 10.6 a game, 6,637 rebounds, which is about 8.6, and 1,105 assists, about 1.4 a game. So, thank you, Mr. Washington. Always nice to get one of the veterans there. And the Buffalo Braves, which he played for, they eventually moved to San Diego, became the Clippers, and now they're in Los Angeles. Second TTM is someone I kind of remember. He's a professional wrestler. Was a professional wrestler. And he was kind enough to sign this. It took 21 days. There was no fee. It came from Colorado. And that is, signed the 8x10, Mr. Stan Hansen. Bad man from Borger, Texas, he was also known. And known as Stan the Lariat. He signed my name, put 2-ed up at the top there. Kind of hard to see. There he is holding the AWA Championship belt. And he even put a little note, sticky note there. Thanks for the nice note. Stay safe, and God bless you on this Good Friday. So, can't ask for more than that. Tell you a little bit about him. Mr. John Stanley Hansen II, known as Stan. Born on August 29th, 1949, in Knox City, Texas. Currently 73. He played college football at West Texas State, the West Texas State Buffaloes, which is now known as West Texas A&M. In 1973, he made his wrestling debut, but he was a part-time wrestler because he actually wanted to be a professional football player. In 1974, he tried out for the Detroit Wheels of the World Football League, that old short-lived league back in the 70s. I missed that because I was a baby. But he didn't make the team, so he decided to become a full-time wrestler. It was in late 76, 1977, he was wrestling the WWF champ Bruno Sammartino, the legend, and he actually broke Bruno's neck, actually broke it. Not like a fake thing where they play it up. He broke it is as a result of a body slam, but Bruno kept on wrestling, and that was one of his claims to fame. The WWF played it up, Vince McMahon Sr., as though he used his lariat, which is like a clothesline, to break his neck. That's why he's got the little bandage on his arm. Right there. But it was in 1986 when he was the American Wrestling Association champ, the AWA. He eventually found out that the owner of the AWA, Vern Gagne, was going to have him lose the title to former champ Nick Bockwinkel. So, he didn't show for the match. He was a no-show. Wound up going to Japan to defend his title as the AWA champ, even though he was getting stripped of it. The AWA threatened legal action against Stan if he defended the belt and said he was the champion of their division, their company. So what did he do? Well, he took the AWA belt, and this is true, ran over it with his truck. Ran over it, and then mailed it back to the AWA. It still had the mud tracks on it. Years later, though, he said at a wrestling convention he regretted doing that. He's a member of the WWE Hall of Fame, and he has some sons. His son, Shaver, actually played baseball at Baylor University and was drafted by the Seattle Mariners with the second pick in the 6th round of the 2009 draft. And his younger son, Sam, played baseball at the University of Texas, Arlington. So it's nice to get Mr. Hansen back there. Nice of him to sign it. Don't send out to too many wrestlers. This next one came from Illinois. There was no fee. It took 10 days. And that is this picture, signed right at the bottom by Mr. Gary Fencik. And it's a picture of the Chicago Bears logo. I got to give a shout out to TTM Mike. He gets all those great programs and pictures and all that signed. So I figured, well, I got to print out the logo there. I got a picture of it. And I'm going to have a bunch of Chicago Bears sign it. I sent to Mr. Fencik about 3 years ago when I started doing this again. And he was kind enough to sign this as well. I sent him a picture. He signed that. And he also put Super Bowl 20 on that and his number, which he did here. So I will tell you a little bit more about Mr. Fencik. John Gary Fencik. He goes by his middle name. Born June 11th, 1954 in the Windy City of Chicago. Currently 68 years of age. His college was Yale. Yes, he went to Yale, graduated in 1976, and he got his MBA from Northwestern in 1985 while he was playing pro football. John Madden had a saying that about Gary Fencik that said he played football at Yale University, and that is like saying clean dirt. At Yale, though, he played wide receiver. He had 86 catches in his career, 1,435 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns from 73 to 75. In his senior year, 1975, he had 42 receptions and led the Ivy League with 729 yards. In the 1976 NFL Draft, he was selected in the 10th round with the 281st pick by the Chicago Bears. No, sorry, the Miami Dolphins. What am I saying Bears for? Excuse me. Thinking ahead. And no, he was picked by the Miami Dolphins in the 10th round with the 281st pick. The Dolphins wanted to actually convert him to defensive back, which, they felt he'd be better at. But during a preseason game against the New Orleans Saints, Mr. Fencik there ruptured his lung. And in September, he was released by the Dolphins. So he figured, well, my career's over. He's going back to Chicago and he's going to become a banker. But little did he know, the Chicago Bears decided to come a-calling and signed him. And from 1976 to 87, he played with the Chicago Bears. He was the Chicago's team's defensive captain throughout the 1980s, and that included the 1985 Super Bowl year. He was also part of the famous Super Bowl Shuffle record and video. Both he and Doug Plank were dubbed the Hitmen. In his career, he had 38 interceptions for 488 yards, 1,102 tackles, and he even scored 1 touchdown. He was a member, of course, of the Chicago Bears Super Bowl championship team, Super Bowl 20, one of the greatest defenses of all time. Can't argue that. Another great defense that gets overlooked. I was just watching a documentary on ESPN was the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. They were really good. They had no offense, but they had one great defense. I forgot how good that defense was. Mr. Fencik, getting back to him, was first-team All-Pro in 1981, twice a Pro Bowler, and his member was considered voted one of the 100 greatest Chicago Bears of all time. So I started off with Mr. Fencik, and I will see who else I can send this to from the Bears. So kind of like TTM Mike gave me the idea, all the great stuff he does, and plus I'm doing that Dolphins one. So, and last but definitely not least, childhood idol of mine, still is an idol. He was kind enough to send me an autographed picture all the way from New York City, and that is the one, the only, you looking at him, Oscar the Grouch. To Ed, Oscar the Grouch. Can't ask for any more, man. I should retire here with this autograph, but I won't. Big fan of Oscar when I was little, and it was nice to get that. Brings back a lot of good childhood memories. Alrighty, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Thank you for spending 16 minutes of your life with me. Hopefully it was good. If you liked it, hit the like button, please. Leave a comment. Hopefully I'll get back to you. I try to. It gets busy now and then, but I try to get back to everyone. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll get notifications of when I come out with videos. I will be having a giveaway coming up soon, as I just hit 660 subs, so I'll call it my Willie Mays giveaway, because he had 660 home runs. I always liked that as a kid, that number for some reason. I don't know why. Great player, though. Yeah, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you didn't like the video, hit the subscribe button anyway. Doesn't cost anything. And, maybe we'll have something down the line you might like. Some players. Who knows? But, yeah, check out those channels. They're good people. Good channels. You'll like them. They're fun. I hope everyone is doing well. Staying safe. Enjoying the spring. Enjoy the baseball season. Hopefully your teams will do well, as long as they don't play the Yankees or the Mets. And I want to thank you. I want to give one shout out to anybody from the New York Jets organization that's listening. Don't sign Aaron Rodgers, please. He's going to be 40 years old in December. Please don't sign him. Go after Lamar Jackson, who's in his 20s. Spend the money right. This is not the Aaron Rodgers of 10 years ago. So that's my little plea to any Jets organization people that are watching. What else would you be doing? But be kind to everybody, one person at a time. It's the way the world works better. And tonight we say goodbye to my brothers and sisters down in Brazil. Good night, everybody. Love you all.